The Touhou Project. Many people know about it. With the sheer amount of animations, music, art, and games made by the original developer or fans, it is not really surprising. Many are not even aware of the fact that a piece of music or fan game is part of a very big fan community, which has an undying dedication for creating more Touhou content.
Why is Touhou a special game? Why is the fan community so extraordinary? And what exactly makes this an internet phenomenon?
I was surfing the web since my childhood. Newgrounds and YouTube especially were the two websites I frequented the most. In 2009, when I was about 10 years old, I started visiting Newgrounds and YouTube daily to check out amazing art, music, flash animations, and various comedy videos, most of which I can only barely watch today. Touhou was always there, hidden in plain sight. Some flash animations and games might even have featured one of the many Touhou characters or a remixed Touhou track, but I never really cared about it. I was interested in other things. At some point I learned about the name Touhou, but didn't know what it actually was for a long time. I heard great music, like the very famous Bad Apple track with the very good black and white music video. But other than that, not much else. Back then I joined a TeamSpeak server, which was called Antribute. It was a cozy small community of Germans, Austrians and Swiss people playing games together and discussing anime. The owner of the server, Sintafin, is a very chill and polite guy. I didn't talk to him much, I was intimidated by him because he was the server admin. But when I eventually did talk to him, it did tend to be all about Touhou. At this point I started doing more research and found out that the art used in the TeamSpeak server featured Touhou characters, that Touhou actually is a game, and that some of the music I enjoyed also has origins in the Touhou fandom. Did I play the games though? No, I just thought they weren't my thing. I focused on shooters and role-playing games, especially Team Fortress 2 and Oblivion. Sadly, the Antribute website has been terminated and only exists as an archive nowadays. In Sintafin's final statement, he explained that he wants to move on to other things, that he doesn't watch the most up-to-date animes anymore, and that collecting and reviewing figurines simply isn't his passion anymore. Maybe the TeamSpeak is still up somewhere, under a different name, but nonetheless, Sintafin, if you or someone from this TeamSpeak server back then is watching this, I do miss the good old times there, and hope that you're doing very well today.
I started playing Touhou last week, or the last 2 weeks, and yeah, I started playing it after 8 or 9 years of being exposed to it. But yeah, I started with the 6th game, but it doesn't run on my system right now, so I'm gonna play the 7th game, it's also very good. Yeah, let's boot it up, it's a lot of fun. As you can see, I have a lot of room to improve.
While the character sprites of the game tend to be something else, the rest of the game is downright amazing. The music is very well made, and the gameplay is refined and a lot of fun, even for people like me who are very inexperienced in this type of game. In the Touhou games I've played, the gameplay looks like this. Enemies on the screen shoot many bullets at you, and you gotta dodge them as best as you can. In a stage you battle many underlings which die very easily, and later on a boss character appears. The real difficulty in this game is defeating the bosses while dodging all the projectiles and lasers, and while collecting power-ups and other items, and oh boy, is it fun! When you go slower in the game, you will focus your fire and reveal your tiny hitbox. This ability is essential at many points in the game, and I am very glad it is integrated. Every Touhou game seems to have additions or slight changes to gameplay as well, but I think it is best to find out for yourself how different these games are. And honestly, I only played one game in the series. I have no idea how the game has changed.
Surprisingly, Touhou has over 20 official games. Some of them are 2D brawlers, which are spin-off games co-developed by the original developer team. Developer team?
The developer studio's name is rather misleading, because Team Shanghai Alice is barely a team at all. It consists of only one man. Zune is this man's name, and he most likely is absolutely insane. This man programmed all the main entry games, made all the music for it, designed all the levels and 3D backdrops, and drew the art too. And sure, while some sprites can be of questionable quality, I cannot do anything else besides respecting this guy for the ridiculous amount of time and effort he pours into these games. Keep making them, Zune. People appreciate them all over the world. Back then, and even up to this day, I discover new remixes and versions of tracks that originated from Touhou. Without a doubt, I would credit Bad Apple as the most popular Touhou track. I think most of my friends heard the track by now. I actually heard a fan version of the track first and didn't listen to the original for a while. Let's give some versions a listen. It is interesting how many variations of this one track exist, but keeping in line with Touhou's music. It is very remarkable that Touhou is mostly responsible for birthing an entire underground music genre called Black MIDI. While Touhou's music on its own is hard to pin down what genre exactly it belongs to, its catchy Eurobeat and trance-inspired music led many fans to create covers of Touhou tracks in the MIDI format, and usually in insanely high volumes of individual notes. Black MIDI grew out of only being a Touhou fan thing. Many Blackers cover tracks from various other games and even make their own original compositions in this style. While it most likely won't be a mainstream genre anytime soon, I am very glad to see that Black MIDI got more and more attention lately. Fans of the games also made animations, ranging from traditional anime-style animations, pixel art sprite animations, and also 3D animations. Two animations especially blew me away. The two animes are called Summer Days Dream and Memories of Phantasm. It is incredible to me to see a fan-made anime series that can compete with big-budget studio productions in regards of quality. No worries, no spoilers from me, I highly suggest you to check those creations out yourself. On top of all this, there even are hundreds of fan games you can check out for free, ranging from 2D games to 3D games, Metroidvanias to horde shooters, classic bullet hells and 2D brawlers. Being a Touhou fan is a rewarding experience. If you ever get bored of the official games, you can always download more and more stuff to check out, and that entirely for free. The fandom was helped gaining popularity through many websites as well. I assume 4chan kickstarted the fandom through discussions and memes. Eventually Touhou ingrained itself in most relevant chan sites, forums and websites of varying relevance. I personally think board sites and YouTube may have benefited the fandom the most, aiding Touhou's popularity and further spreading its relevance through music, games, animations and memes. Touhou is so relevant in fact that thousands of fans in the West play and enjoy the games, but most don't actually buy those official games by Zune. Why? Well, they're only sold in Japan. I know there might be very good reasons why the Touhou games are not sold here, but nowadays there are so many ways of distributing games legally. The Steam platform is a good choice, since it is so popular. The DRM-free and in my opinion superior choice could also be Good Old Games, a distributor who is all for quality assurance, and the Touhou games sure have quality. Maybe Manga Gamer would be interested to localize and distribute the games as well, even though they specialize in selling visual novels. It honestly baffles me that we cannot really buy the official games in any legal way here. But we do get access to the games. The most dedicated of fans buy the games from Japan and share the files online. Modders that know how the internal workings of the games work release English patches and various tools to make the game's experience much better.
If there isn't a very efficient or economic way of getting a game, sadly we have to resort to different other methods. But please, Zan, please try releasing the games in the West. There is a high demand for them.
Touhou became a part of internet culture, popular across the globe and so iconic that it's instantly recognizable. The games themselves are only a fraction of what Touhou can offer, since its dedicated fans create so much good content. It is very likely that most people that use the internet daily have consumed media that originates from Touhou. Instead of the Touhou fandom keeping to itself, it influenced many other creators to make awesome games, one of which everyone is aware of today. The bullet hell gameplay Touhou offered is replicated and expanded upon further and further. The two best examples I can give are the games Luftrausers and Undertale. Luftrausers doesn't feature as many projectiles as Touhou does, but what gives the game a bit more depth in return is the fact that you have to rotate the plane and manage when to shoot, stall the engines, and stop shooting to regenerate health. If you want to check the game out yourself, you can buy it on Steam or play the precursor called Luftrauser on Newgrounds. Undertale also changed up the formula quite a bit. In Undertale, combat consists of moving the tiny heart, which also is your hitbox, away from certain danger, like incoming projectiles, pillars, and other things that can hurt you very much. To deal damage or use items, the player interacts with menus, similar to the ones in Pokemon games. The music Undertale features is also very comparable to Touhou's music at parts. Very energetic and catchy tunes tend to play while fighting against different characters. The Touhou flavor definitely is present in those games, but both made entirely different and refreshing experiences out of the blueprint the original offered. I have asked two questions to a friend of mine that played Touhou quite a bit. Those questions are: what would you consider as the most important thing to know about the Touhou project? And why do you still play Touhou? the storylines, the characters, and overall the gameplay. The graphics of the games are in my opinion very well done for a one-man team. This is coming from someone who never plays any video games. Also, the music is great. I just have mad amounts of respect for Zune. What I like about the gameplay is that villain characters return as playable characters. Sakuya in PCB for example, but also Sanae. I also like the different types of shots for the characters. Usually when there are more than 4 characters playable, they only have one shot to choose from. But in MOF and SA, only Reimu and Marisa are playable. Marisa has by far some of the most challenging shots. In MOF, Marisa C is in my opinion a challenging shot to get the hang of, as well as Reimu C. With Marisa C you can fix your shot at a certain place by focusing. Reimu C has a lot of reach and it's nice to experiment with it while playing the game. In SA, Marisa B is so very challenging because you have different shot types in one shot and you have to tap quickly to get the shot you want to use during a certain part of a stage. Zune puts a lot of effort in giving each game their own challenges. That's what makes me want to play it over and over. That's one fucking man doing all the graphics, art, music, story writing, planning, 3D for all the main games. He's been doing this since '96, first game highly responsive to prayers, until now. Of course along the way he collabed with Tassofro for the 2D fighters, but the main games, my dude. It's one man making this stuff. I just have so much respect for that. As a fan, yeah, I do think you should play the games even if it's one, to consider yourself a fan of Touhou. If you like the characters, the doujins, the music, or all the other fan stuff so much to get into it, then why not go to the source and play the games?
To me, Touhou isn't about the games anymore. It's mostly about the ingenuity, the creativity, the fun of creating new stuff, coming from the single developer of the games, and also the very, very dedicated fan base. Without the amazing creations of the community, Touhou wouldn't be as popular today. I would even say that it wouldn't be relevant at all. And thus, Touhou is an internet phenomena.
I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you did, please do me a favor and support my channel by rating this video and sharing it around if you can. If you feel like I could improve on some aspects of my videos, you can of course leave feedback, it is highly encouraged. If you feel generous, you can also donate to my PayPal or Patreon. If you want to keep up to date with my content, consider joining my Discord server for video updates, live streams, and direct interaction with me and other viewers. If you would like to use my voice in one of your own videos or other projects, check out my Fiverr gig. The link is down in the description below. Many thanks to Yatsuzume for allowing me to use his Touhou 7 Perfect Run gameplay footage. I'm definitely not that good in the game, so I really needed that. And also many thanks to Kip for giving me her input and lots of motivation for making this video happen. Yatsuzume's YouTube channel and Twitter account are listed in the description down below, alongside with sources from the videos and music I have used in this video. Kip is an artist, and she actually drew the art I used as a thumbnail quite a few years ago. Her Instagram and DeviantArt pages are listed in the description. I can highly recommend her stuff. She makes high quality paintings, heavily based on the early 20th century aesthetics, culture and fashion. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope that I will see you in the next one.